Now, voters in France's elections are driven largely by anti-establishment sentiments and public anger over corruption, cronyism and immigration policies. Those views are prevalent in France's Rust Belt, a stronghold of anti-immigration candidate Marine Le Pen, but also in Paris. But unlike the Rust Belt, many Parisians do not appear ready to go all the way and support Le Pen. VOA Europe correspondent Luis Ramirez reports from Paris.
Heavily armed police outside churches and tourist sites are reminders that Islamist extremist attacks have become part of life here. In the city's eclectic 11th arrondissement, in the shadows of the Bataclan Theater, scene of the worst of the November 2015 terrorist attacks, residents dismiss any suggestion that concerns about terrorism and Islamism will sway them to vote for anyone other than centrists.
Then you have the tourist industry, and you have the attractivity of Paris for foreign companies and foreign businesses. If you choose to vote for the National Front, you usually vote against your own interest, against the interest of this multicultural city. We are still very much aware that the extremist threat is there on an everyday basis. We are still living in the state of emergency, but we do not scapegoat the Muslims.
Aquitaine, Auvergne, Limousin.
Marine Le Pen and her National Front have made Muslim immigration a central theme of her campaign. Candidates of the centre-right have largely stayed away from the issue, as has the mainstream media. Many Parisians prefer to talk about the economy, corruption and cronyism, and why they would not support the National Front.
Because it is not the spirit of the French. Those who are with the extreme right are fascists. For the French, it's not their thing. That is how I see it, and I would never vote for them. Never, never, never.
Mr. Macron, Mr. Fillon, things are said of them sometimes, but they remain viable candidates, so I'm going to make my choice between one of them. The political establishment is like it has always been. There are problems, but the main thing is the high-speed trains continue to run, the airports remain working, and the highways are rolling. The main thing is that our children have a bit of a better future.
But not all are comfortable with how things are. Analysts predict some will vote for Le Pen quietly as a protest in a bid to shake the system.
Because they despise the elites of this country. Over 3/4 of our population think our politicians are disgusting as human beings. And same thing with mainstream media. In this context, some, it's a minority, but some will just want to put a grenade in the ballot. That's all.
While some want a clean break from the past, others see no reason for a revolt against globalism. In Paris' La Défense business district, Jeremy Teixeira, son of Portuguese immigrants, interns at a multinational company that will pay for his graduate studies.
As a young person, I'm for globalization. It is something that's imposed on us. We cannot go against it. We must go with it. For business, for individuals, it is a very good thing.
In an elite city that has set a world standard for cosmopolitanism and diversity, the notion of a nationalist new France and a future that looks inward and to the past seems for many voters alien. The question in this election is how big the protest against the status quo will be. Luis Ramirez, VOA News, Paris.